Welcome everyone to another RGL cast. It's me, Space Ghost, and I'm here with Jarrett, and we're here to celebrate Jarrett's birthday! Happy birthday, Jarrett!
Oh, so this is why you're introing.
Happy birthday. So,
I'm actually surprised by this. I wasn't going to mention it at all. I was like, yeah, it's just...
of course. I can't let my good friend Jarrett, we're so gracious that Froyotech and Darkest States graciously decided to have a very special birthday match to play just for Jarrett the cast.
Oh, thanks. What a treat. Should be fun to watch, actually, on topic. You got a nice little BO3. You got some classic maps with a third of Sultry if it comes to it. I'm pretty excited for this. These two teams, they have only actually played each other once when it comes to matches. You'd think that, maybe they'd cross paths in Stage 2. Stage 2 has these teams that are, adjacent seeds, play each other a bunch, like, over and over again throughout the entirety of the last 4 weeks, and you'd think, maybe once? No. So, it's going to be the first time that we've seen them play each other in an official match setting for, at least like 6-7 weeks at this point. And early on, we saw them in Week 2 play Sunshine, and neither team was nearly refined at all. I think both were still figuring out their final rosters, and it was a pretty clean sweep from the side of Froyotech in a 5-0 fashion, but I think both these teams have actually put on pretty good performances, and even the performances that haven't been that great have still been entertaining nonetheless, so I think it should be a fantastic night. And one of these teams will have their safety net of the upper bracket burned to ashes going down to the lowers, while one will continue on to face the victor of Witness Gaming versus Global Clan Fire.
Yeah, one of these teams indeed is going to be sent back down to the lower bracket. And the lower bracket isn't a place you want to be. Well, I think both me and Jared have been there ourselves, and it's pretty stressful, having the safety blanket. Nice reassuring, you can sleep well at night knowing that you can drop BO3 and everything's still A-okay, but lower bracket...
More stress, more problems.
Yeah, more stress, more problems indeed. We're watching Froyotech versus the Darkest Knights, and it'd be a bit of, a little bit of an upset if Froyotech managed to drop down into the, lower bracket right away, but it's not impossible. We've seen it happen before where they drop into it early, and it's the 2 versus the number 3 seed, so anything is possible.
Yep, I think, I don't know, I feel like a lot of time has passed. I think both these teams have kind of showed some of their ups and downs. I'm still expecting a pretty nice match. The maps tonight are going to be... actually, before we get into maps, let's do rosters, because like I already mentioned, if you saw, what teams are fielding in the first couple weeks of the season, that's not necessarily what we're seeing now. If there's been a bit of a gap, you're only showing up till playoffs. So I'll go ahead and go over the side of the Darkest Knight. It is Zam and Gungan on Scout, High Five and Dingo on Soldier, Sai on Demo, and Speedy on Medic.
And for the side of Froyotech, we have Habib and Eric on Scout, Mirrorman and Donovan on Soldier, Banny on Domoman, and Jimmy on Medic.
Names not too unfamiliar here. Maybe one or two, depending, like, oh, this person's not retired anymore. Is like, oh, I didn't expect to see this person playing this class, etc., etc. But for the most part, I think everything's pretty recognizable. Maybe the least recognizable is, if you've been, haven't been around for a while, not realizing that Jimmy and Rocket are the same person. But other than that, I think it's pretty straightforward. Obviously,
Eddie has hit the radio key. He is ready.
He is ready. Well, luckily for us, we have a queue in our mumble when we're under the 60-second mark, so we know when we're actually going live. And we are not at that point yet, so we do have some time still. We can talk about the maps, what we're playing, how we got here. It's going to be Gully, then Process, and then Sultry.
Yeah, I think the map bets are kind of interesting. As I mentioned earlier, but not on stream. Nice to see some Gully. Always enjoy the map. There's enough memes and shenanigans to keep me occupied, but it's not a total meme of a map. I think the cough bans are interesting, that both teams each ban a cough respectively. I think Process, that's, it's kind of a safe... I wouldn't say it's a safe pick, but it's definitely like a familiar pick, so that makes sense.
And they Sultry is the last pick too.
Yeah, and Sultry is just like the wild card at the end. It's between... It looks like it's between Sultry and Snakewater? Yeah.
And Sunshine.
And Sunshine, and they chose Sultry.
And they don't... And Froyo don't run back the 5-0. There's probably a log hidden somewhere there and playing like Sunshine and then like second guessing it. Or maybe they're just like... Maybe they're that confident. It's like, oh, we don't need to like win that hard against the Darkest Knight, so we can like get some extra practice in. Because I know, assuming Banny does the pick bans for Froyo still, like he has always. He's done that in the past where he's like, let's not pick this map because we've actually played it a little bit too much. Let's pick this or that to make sure we have a full field. But unsurprising to see the Process pick from the Darkest Knights. They played it a lot. Froyotech's been pretty alright at Sultry historically, so I'm unsurprised to kind of see it as a third map. It's like, okay, fine, we'll go with this. Gully I think it's one of the few maps they've actually scrimmed recently. It was a very short 15-minute game, a 2-1, pretty even. But who knows what happened if the rest of the 15 minutes would have been played out. I think they probably had to leave for a match or something early. But otherwise, not too much history between the two teams in particular. Time to go down to Preds. For Gullywash in particular, what are you thinking, Space?
I'm thinking Gullywash. I feel like Gullywash mids can be pretty brutal. So I think if Froyotech's winning on mids, they can kind of steamroll us into a couple round wins. And I feel like because it's their map, they're probably, Baity must be cooking something. And I assume he's not burning it, and it's, all good food. So I'm gonna say it's like a Froyotech, 5-3?
I think that's pretty safe, although Gullywash can be kind of stalemate prone sometimes, so it's not, I don't think it's too crazy to say that maybe this won't go 5 maps if both teams are putting up a valiant effort, or if they deliberately try to slow it down for some reason. I'll say something similar, but I'm gonna say like a 4-2 in favor of Froyo.
Okay.
I think it'll be a good match nonetheless, but there's a respectable chance of it going a bit slower. But
there is, but it could be the mid show,
Yeah, we are going live to the first.
Andy's rolling out his own big door.
Yeah, so immediately going to a right side mid, it looks like. So we'll see that kicked off and immediately and some fakes, not quite committing into the big door. And high control in a little bit of favor from the side of the blue team. Sai gonna be the first to fall. Eric running forward, taking down the enemy demo man. So no demo man on the field. Speedy weak. Red team, they're trying to hightail it out of there. I mean, Dingo's kind of behind, trying to go for some sort of play, but
I 5 behind as well. Both soldiers.
Yeah, ultimately will not commit, so a little bit of an awkward start. Cozy couldn't really walk all the way up to their own side of the map. They were kind of stuck on the elbow for a long while, and eventually just kind of got rushed straight into it. So Froyotech actually did a pretty good job of surprising them with that right side mid.
Okay, I'm surprised. They left only Eric to cap, but both soldiers don't want to contest it, so they're going to back up. And both soldiers, for the Darkest Knights, still behind, which could either be a big problem or not. Eric gonna barely live the surf away.
He's on last. There's someone on last. They stuck behind. Mirrorman just gets it from him. I guess that's the classic. You sneak through water so quickly from what happened at mid, then no one checks it. No one's afraid of it.
They knew both soldiers were behind. There's just there's literally not enough eyeballs to go look at every door.
Yeah, you can't clear the doors properly. You have the ability to flank, so you're still trying to poke around at Shutter to distract, so your soldiers can do something. But that aggression of leaving last just nets them a round loss. And Froyotech leading strong it now. Vanny's still rolling out to big door. Arrow almost eaten, but he's okay for now. Red team finally running up their own side, able to be up there, and immediately the fact they're able to have this high ground presence means they do get 2. But Speedy dies, the bomb in. Mirrorman able to collect that frag. Dingo falling as well, so it's not all sunshine and rainbows for the side of Cozy. They're pretty weak, both scouts, great HP, and Jimmy.
Sticky from Banny.
Yeah, he's completely ready. Banny's actually in kind of alone. His team's not quite with him. They're going back to kill High Five, who was going for a flank, and that play will not end up working, but the remnants on the side of Cozy, they don't really have much to really fight for here after that, so gonna go ahead and back up. And even though, Cozy, they actually got to start the mid, at the end of the day, the kill from Mirrorman on the Speedy was monumental. It allowed Froyotech to run all the way back from their big door straight to mid, taking it, and now they're just taking 2 for free as well off the positioning.
Yeah. Froyotech, half of the combo just kind of didn't even go to mid. Banny and Rocco were just kind of, posted up in big door, shooting, some nice little 30 damage stickies and pipes from across the map. But that was the mid strategy, and it worked. So, Cozy back on last again. This time, no water shenanigans, no players to instantly lose them around. So at least they get a proper last hold this time.
Yep, going through Shutter, going for the gun first. Pyro not on the same side of the gun, so we'll see how this Pyro comes into play. Not stopping back, still on it. Actually, reflect kills on Donovan. That's what he's going to do on Pyro. 2 dead from Froyo as soon as the first happens. They got the kill on Sai, but they're all dying. It's just Mirrorman left alive, trying to
they get Speedy.
The consolation prize is there to make sure things don't spiral too far out of control, but the side of Froyotech, they started that Uber. It could have been way better. So Cozy, they get a little breath of fresh air and being able to go back out of the last, come back to 2. Had some casualties, but this will probably stalemate things out just a tad. Surely Froyotech don't try to dry off the Speedy rolling out.
Froyotech kind of plays some. They play Chaos TF2.
Yeah, he's already kind of here though. And it's a normal dry, I guess. Maybe they can kill Dingo. That'd be really nice. And they do indeed kill him. Going in on his team. They've lost a lot though. Everyone's
they're in the sad corner.
No, but this is a great corner. It's a sideline blocker. They're just arrowing up. We gotta be careful of the soldier. They need the high ground.
Mirrorman craters. Speedy's so hurt. Oh, they have to all hide it. They get Speedy.
Yeah. Maybe that is the sad corner. The corner wouldn't be so bad if they had anyone on high ground at all. The fact that Soldier got to live there is great, and Habib, all he has to do is just play beam, pistol him down, and gets the kill into high 5, just 1 remaining. Actually, Dingo rolling out after dying earlier, and it appears that Froyotech, the Chaos Theory works out in their favor. The advantage they had to work off was so slim, most teams would have completely ignored it and be like, better safe than sorry, it's kind of whatever. But they definitely have this, like, nah, it's fine, we're better mindset, and they take those slim advantages. And, you know, in the past, it doesn't necessarily work out, but it definitely works out here for sure. They found themselves a pretty good position, full Uber advantage, speedy, only at 40%, and they're only really, like, hesitating just to kind of spot where things are. They found themselves in the river, and now they're finally going.
Danny got kind of juggled by this. It could be a little unfortunate. They're not going to get any picks, but they are going to get into last. High five is going to fall. It's going to be a first pick, but the Pyro, they actually steal the Pyro still, and it's being a menace. Zam finally going to fall, but Habib's going to trade as well. They're just trading out kills with no point time. There's no water shenanigans either, but they have to get kills somewhere. Danny going to fall, Eric going to fall. They just go on Mirrorman to try to salvage, and they get Speedy again after the end of all that. Wait, is Mirrorman? There's no way.
Oh, Gunkin salvages. Okay, Mirrorman was almost gonna hit a 4K there. I mean, Froyotech, they started alright. They got the kill in the high five on Bats, but despite having that kill advantage, I think they really failed to lock them down. I think the Pyro did a really good job at prolonging the Heavy's life. And despite having the Heavy and Pyro on the field, they didn't really go for a point play like you mentioned, so it made it really hard to win early, despite getting that easy kill on the high five. So, you know, Cozy, they get some room there to work with, but it's only as slim as Jimmy Rocket. Still has Uber out, they can go for try number 2. They do have the opportunity to set up for a gun here and don't have to opt for the Heavy because they know that there is still time for this blue team to build up their Uber before they're ready to go ahead and push. Just sitting back, no one's really spotting too hard, but they can kind of assume it's going to be River based off the voice line. But they're going in, gotta find the gun, able to take it down. It's only level 1, moving over to the right-hand side, finding high five, tries to jump away, is fine for now, barely escaping down to 23 HP. Will go ahead and reset.
Oh, they're all on spawn other than Dingo.
Yeah, but they're not really trying to fight Dingo, though. They're able to kill Gungan. This is technically
good bomb from high five.
But will come into play. They're going on to the point. Scuffle over it. Heavy's out on the field.
On the point, but he's behind it. Does Zam know? Okay, Zam does know. He's gonna have the tracking. He gets both. Sai gets both, saves him. But Manny's gonna get Speedy inside guy.
Oh, but
he's 19. And there is a scout, but Manny, he's going for the sandwich. Manny doesn't have the damage. He's running at him with the fist. Oh, Manny. Does he hit a pipe? Does not. He managed to delay him, but that's gonna be a very late game to end. And we do have Donovan on sniper.
Yeah, I think Froyo must be kicking themselves they didn't get the high five kill. They were so close, and that could have turned the tides really when they only just barely lost. So far, these last pushes from the side of Froyo, they're getting a decent amount of them early on in this match, but not really able to convert. You know, this Pyro.
They haven't got any actual last pushes. They got the non-last push where they back
Donovan, is he gonna get a foot shot? Not quite. Looked like he was almost maybe able to be speedy, but yeah, they heard it. No, surprise shot gone. So, you know, they still have the Pyro on the field to go ahead and.
But only a minute 20 left, and that's our first pause.
That is a pause.
Interesting pause time. That sounds like that's like attack. I think
that's attack.
Yeah, that has to be attack unless Froyotech's really like wasn't go like, all right guys, why can't we push last?
Or Cozy pause for like mid-fight reasons.
Maybe for mid-fight, but
that's probably attack.
Because Froyotech has failed like what 2 last pushes by this point, like I don't know, 2, 3, something like that. So if they fail like a 3rd or 4th, that might be like, all right, why can't we push last? What's going wrong? It's early enough, and so far that has been their only obstacle is getting the actual last cap. Second hasn't been a problem. Mid hasn't been a problem. Just last.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's all the thing that you need to have happen, though, to find a way to claw yourself back into a game. Because you can lose mid after mid or whatever, but if you can, find yourself at least holding last really, really well, then the other team will never really be able to convert around. Yeah, that was short. That was probably just attack. Someone's game crashed or like they had to restart their internet. I don't know, something. But the gun build up, Pyro on top of it.
They have an on-fire sniper peeking, but there's a sentry and a Pyro. We have the score shot Pyro on the gun and the melted. Yeah, I think that's fair. Because you don't want to live too long, because then your team will have time to push fast.
Yeah, High Five tried to make some moves in lobby. Immediately got shot down by Eric, unable to really find too much success, so it's going to go ahead and kind of stop the counter sack. But Dingo, getting really adventurous, will survive with the gun, will not. Spam from Mirrorman, able to take that down in Froyotech. The Chaos, despite having the person down, will work out in their favor. Habib's in water, Dingo going back. They have the Heavy on the field instead of the gun because it was taken down. Habib thwarted backwards by Dingo going under there, trying to ask for an air, and will still try to contest it. Still eating Spam, and will actually finally die to Dingo in water.
Sai's doing a lot of damage. Oh, but he's surfing. He's in the lobby. Sai went on an adventure.
That was a Sai play if I've ever seen one, but it was extremely ambitious for, obviously. So, Donovan going water, no Doman, no stickies. High Five's gonna be there, try to spam him down.
Oh, Donovan wins it.
The Uber comes out. They just want to cycle this while the players are still down.
Donovan's on the point. There's a Pyro on the point.
They got so much cap time.
Hey, Donovan's dead.
No soldiers available for the side of Cozy to go ahead and bomb the point. they with some, you know,
But they
push
have
comes
point
to
time.
shove.
They have point time.
Yeah, the time really forced things here. They just got to buy
But
2 more
if
seconds
he can
for the
right click
soldiers.
people off the point, they can win. Oh, there's so many of them. It just one pyro.
Soldiers jumping,
Oh,
not quite enough.
all 6 Froyotech players on the point. Other
And there's
than
the pause.
oh my god, that was the entire entire team holding hands.
Perfect timing too. I mean, Sai kind of handed it to him on a silver platter because
He dreamt big, but it's not worked out.
it's a soldier play on Demo Man there. I'm sure he didn't mean to go in that far, but even peeking bats is kind of unseen. So we'll see if that repeats or not. But we're on to another mid. For up 2-0 for now. We'll see if Coast is able to continue to ride up to their own side, but so far they've been not very good.
Good damages from Sai.
Yes,
Jimmy here has to get the pack.
Yeah, he's fine for now, though. No one's really committing. Caught some high bombs. Now the soldiers actually committing from the side of Blue Team. Nice shot! The gun got him and taken him out of the server. Speedy dropped down to 1. Will eventually fall. The medic is taken out for the side of Cozy and Jimmy. He's on the point. Sai's behind. What is happening here?
And Dingo's behind, too.
From Cozy are behind. And high 5 on the opposite side.
This could be a good pinch.
Yeah, they gotta push him out. Able to kill high 5. Bombs
Oh, Jimmy's hurt. Jimmy's so hurt. Can they get him?
He's 6 HP, the man lives. It's just Sai left alive and where no Doman wants to be. Does not hit the air shot, does not live. Mirrorman able to take him out, and Froyotech win another mid.
They win another mid. They're getting less convincing as time goes on, but they are still winning them, and I think Jimmy is yet to register a death. So far everything is turning up Froyotech, and on their map pick does make a bit of sense.
Yep, they definitely have it all planned out, at least for now, and Cozy's gonna have to adapt at least a little bit. Darkest Night's on their last, got the gun built up. Pretty aggressive, level 1 only though, so it's probably just gonna get spammed down, and yep, two stickies, take down immediately. 25 ad though. If they don't do this really fast, I mean, they're going in now, but they gotta be careful. They have to win this now with cap time, otherwise Speedy's gonna be able to get the Uber immediately. Habib going on top of the point. Dingo in secret, peeking just a little bit, trying to block. He's so weak, though. We're second line of defense. Uber doesn't even come to the equation, and high 5, I think he was tied up as well, unable to really bomb it in time, and Cozy, they just barely defend it at all. It's just Dingo versus the world, unable to really block that. And with Speedy, like I said, at 97%, no Uber available at well. So Froyotech, they knew the ad was small, knew their win condition had to be super fast, non-stop, the cap time, and it worked for them. 3-0 in their favor, heading on to the next mid.
That time Froyotech played the cap, and it worked out beautifully for them. Speedy can take an immediate sticky heading into mid. And Froyotech, they're posting up on their side, but there's a fair amount of hurt red players, so gotta be a bit careful. Dingo could be a little hurt getting about in Chuckers. Both teams not really doing too much poking and prodding. The high 5 looks like he's ready to go. He's gonna bomb it, and that's gonna be an immediate demo man death. As Froyotech, they're trying to stream forward to get a salvage onto Speedy, which they are gonna get.
Dead.
It's just they got Bandy, but they got Jimmy. Jimmy's first death, but at what cost?
Yeah, only 2 left alive from the side of Cozy, and that will be a full wipe. Froyotech actually have a decent amount of lives, so they're able to get at least a little bit of positioning here on 2, but at least I get Jimmy this time. So now there's not going to be an ad automatically for the side of Froyotech, but Habib, he's going for a play. He's saying, hey, I might win, might not, but I'm gonna do something here nonetheless.
It worked last time.
Yep. The thing is, they know.
Oh,
he's
it's gonna
win.
work. They're all. No one's on last. No one's on last.
Yeah,
they won.
Jimmy
GG.
died. Yeah. Well, not GG yet, but yeah.
Jimmy died.
Jimmy died, so there's an incentive to fight too because the blue team doesn't have heals, but no one's checking water. That's the second time there's been a water back cap. I don't think they're even thinking about the fact that, like, you know, anyone could be hiding at all. It didn't even have any water. It could have been somewhere in river as well, like on the pipes, or maybe even secret. They're not thinking about the fact that someone could ever be possibly behind. They're just thinking like, yo, send everyone over to 2 so we can reclaim it. And it's kind of biting them.
I'm gonna say so far.
Bandy just kills Sai immediately. No, that's mid's over.
Yeah,
they're
that's
still showing up. They're saying, nah, we can do something here. They're still actually fighting. Speedy's alone though. Actually, there's no
way this is the mid they win.
Which soldier on Froyotech is just going inside lobby, so confident they're gonna win. Actually, so Froyotech immediately down a person in theory, even though they got the kill. They're trying to salvage now, but which soldier is this? Mirrorman, very convincing, very convinced that his team was just gonna win. Can he salvage now? Will not find it. So that's how that happened. They immediately got a 1-player ad, but the fact that Mirrorman kind of just like he went into their upper and then went into their lobby. So it's as if he was dead as well. So it was
it's like the soldier bombed the demo meta mid, but like the demo just exploded and the soldier went behind anyway.
So Froyotech's inherent advantage was basically
look
gone.
at this! They're about to do some chaos. Look where they're going. Yeah, they were thinking about it.
Yeah, they're trying to battle right now inside the lobby.
They lost Sai and Zam and they Ubered. They lost 3.
This is abysmal. Dingo's getting pushed as well.
They're flanking the combo, but one combo has Uber. This is Froyotech is doing laps around them right now.
Honestly, I respect the decision from the side of Darkest Knights, but the execution was very, very poor, and now they found themselves, oh my god, they're just in the actual meat grinder. Just kill bind at that point is
And he was cooking
unable
with
to,
this map pick.
yeah, unable to take anything
Oh,
really
high
with him.
five.
High bind, blind, finding the timing, going to commit,
The
but he was
stickies
red.
were waiting for him.
Yeah, he was red like a book there, and that's just going to be bleeding. That's a free second for the side of Froyotech, and the Uber still in their pocket as well. Speedy only respawning now, and they got the gun, they got the pyro once again, but they don't have really that much time to go ahead and build it. They just got to leave one on cap and keep the ball rolling. They could take a sec to spam if they so desire. That's been a Froyotech staple. You can see Banny in the window round trying to spot where the gun is. I don't know if he's going to be able to see if it's on the stairs or not, but it's level 1 either way, so not the biggest threat to them. Is looks like River once again. It's been River a lot, and we'll see if it works out this time for their push.
Well, to see Banny is going to take the immediate Uber. They're trying a lot. I hear a lot of pyro reflexes. They aren't going to manage to get in. They're going to get the gun, and most of Cozy is stuck in spawn, and it's just the point player really who's out. They finally get to get heavy out, but they're losing players, and it's just that heavy holding strong. Banny is in water, not water. Okay, now he's on the point. He's sneaking himself off. No, they
Yeah, just a heavy.
Banny.
Yep, they pretty much got high five. I mean, high five bombed their combo a bit too early while the Uber was still on, and he kind of just got destroyed. And Sai, I think he went a little bit too far out the shutter, got killed as well into the tail end of the Uber. Down 2 for the post, there's no way you're really holding that. So Froyotech, yeah, you were right. They're definitely cooking someone with this map pick. I expected a little bit of a closer game, but I think whatever happened when they scrubbed this map was enough for, even though it was close, it was enough for Froyotech to be like, oh, just change this, and then it's in the bag, and they were definitely right. So we're already on to the next map of Process. So hopefully for Darkest Knights fans, they'll be cooking something up as well. They've been playing this map a decent amount throughout Stage 2, at least recently.
I'm sure there's some gnarly logs for this. I'm sure the logs for this are absolutely wild.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Gullywash games like this, where it's just like, especially with, even though Froyotech, they failed at an okay amount of last pushes, the fact they had them at all is really good damage potential, so I would be, yeah, you definitely see a large amount of damage.
I knew someone was going to do really well, and on not scout, and it is Mirrorman. Shout out to Mirrorman. Top damage, top kills, bottom deathing other than Jimmy, so pretty good.
He was definitely the MVP of the match, I think, for sure.
What you like to see. He did get that really nice 3 or 4K that almost single-handedly capped his team to point on that one time, but
yeah,
there were
salvaged. He also was one of the back caps as well.
Yeah, there were literally 4 rounds that were sub to 3 minutes, which just means that's mid to last, mid to last, mid to last, and that can happen on Gully if you're not good on your mids and you're not good on your last pushes. What can you do?
And when 2 of them are back caps,
yeah,
that's gonna happen as well.
That is gonna happen as well.
You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You really have to assess are you able to block 2 completely based on how many people they had left alive and can stack and stuff. And if they have too many people left alive to stack on the point, you can't just rush and go forward in case someone's hiding, or at least I don't know, at least count how many people are actually on the point. With see if it's ×2, ×3, ×4, etc.
Yeah.
Do a little math, but the fact that happened twice, they're gonna definitely be biting themselves. I'm curious if they're gonna be able to, or I'm curious if it's gonna kind of get in their head about that. I feel like teams can be a little hard on themselves if that happens, a decent amount in a match setting, where they're just oh, we're just back capped over and over again. What are we doing?
Yeah, Temper's flare, because it's if there's one player's job it's supposed to be and they didn't do it, or if it's flanking combo or pointing fingers, no, you let them get behind. No, you let them get behind. Temper, it's the kind of thing that doesn't bode well for Team Morale.
Yeah, but at least for most teams, I think most teams do a pretty good job of resetting for maps, especially another case of, this wasn't our map pick, whatever, right? Obviously you want to try in all the maps and you do your best with whatever they, threw up against you. You only had one ban to go through and you're probably potentially playing your second worst map in the whole pool, so it's going to be rough. But, when you're in that situation like that, you just kind of say whatever, go next. And you just try to win your map and then win the one that's a bit even, that was kind of left in the pool all the way till the end. So, process time. I kind of feel like we'll see a little bit of a different game, at least a tad. I definitely don't I mean, I'm gonna kick myself if it ends up being another 5-0 steamroll, but I feel like it's harder to have process and the same way that Gullywash does, especially that Gullywash, where it was tons of back caps, tons of mids that ended before they began, you know, plays where you end up on the wrong side of the map, etc., etc.
I think it's way harder to like I think on process mid it's way harder to like not disastrously wipe as on goalie, and especially then like you can't really backcap process last like you can on goalie. There's not enough like memes and shenanigans on process to like unless the Darkest Knights mess up really bad.
I think it's harder to like. It's harder to be it's harder to have aggression as your strategy and no other strategy and it work like all the time. So I definitely think we'll see a variance in at least the playstyles when it comes to mid. Like we'll definitely probably see some passive mids, which we didn't really see that much on Gully. Like maybe there was a little bit of spam, but then the bombs started happening.
There wasn't time to spam.
Right, and then for last, it's way harder to pressure cook process last than it is Gullywash last. You know, peel people away from important doors and things like that.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of see how it goes, especially because there's more. I feel like it's easier to kind of read. Well, I don't know how I want to word this. It's just different the way you hold last with like the different positions that the gun could ever be in for process and like the different ways it kind of forces you to like. Oh,
it's also just much bigger. It's just a much larger last.
Yeah, like making the call if you can double spam through 5 or if that's on an option and you should just try to go and work through 1 and 2 or like whatever, you know. The availability of sniper being much more of a viable thing compared to Gullywash. We're gonna see a shift here. We're actually I'm expecting Zam sniper to mid. We saw it before in the other match they played against
I could see
DCF,
it.
I think.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe not immediately. But
I'm expecting. I think if unless Cozy has their mids down, I'm actually expecting another 5-0 for Froyo. Like I'm sure they picked the map, but I could see it.
I'll say 5-2. You never know what'll happen. But we are at the first mid of process here. One of the soldiers, a Dingo, is going fast. Putting some spam on the Banny, but it needs an arrow and is A-okay for now. So, a little slow for now. Maybe see some bombs coming in. Probably fake for now. Finally commit from the side of Dingo onto the other soldier of Donovan. They're committing. Able to get a lot of damage on Beam. Jimmy, 20 HP. Dingo going behind. This could be huge right now, depending on the timing. Pokes around. Doesn't jump, though. Finds a scout. Immediately getting stuffed. Unable to find Jimmy, who's
getting
still
chased
at 60
down.
HP.
He's actually going to end up living, which they draw some eyes, and they're going to try to walk their chuck off of that. They're going to get Donovan. They're going to stream forward. So good distraction there from Dingo, drawing eyes in IT and making everyone look at him. And they're going to try to get through, but Banny is going to at least fight while he retreats, backs up to last. And Banny actually wants to keep fighting. He's in the doorway at half HP, trying to get beamed, and they're going to end up settling back to last. So that is a mid-win for Cozy. So that is the start you want to see after that last match.
Now, the first couple seconds, I wasn't really sure if their initiation was going to lead to too much, but they actually just made so many people weak that even though it didn't get any kills, it made sure that Froyotech was not in a position to continue to hold any ground, especially high ground whatsoever. So, you know, High Five gave up his life, and Dingo tied them up even though he didn't get the play, but leads him to this 2-man scenario where they got some damage on the Jimmy. Good timing to go for it when the gun wasn't quite built up, but we'll not really find too much other than the gun kill itself. Mirrorman was able to find his way inside the opposing IT, and I don't think he was seen whatsoever. Just completely unspotted. Maybe the forwards will see him. They will definitely see him. They're calling it now. He comes out.
Oh, okay, he got Psy killed. He didn't get the kill, but he got Psy. And this Uber exchange is happening, and there is no more red players.
They are not. They're in a really awkward position for the side of Cozy. They ran forward on the other side of the spire to go ahead and go for this Uber exchange, but did not really work out in their favor when it came to the post. They were still really aggressive, and it pretty easily led to a wipe there. So, you know, Froyotech are probably pretty happy they're able to manage that situation well in the heat of the moment, making sure they're able to milk it and chase them down successfully. And plus, a lot of kills in the middle of the Uber. Like you said, you got Psy killed. It can be pretty big to not have a demo in the post fight, and kind of full send things there. So with Speedy's death and Jimmy surviving, you know, still going to build up the rest of your Uber, but there is an ad for Froyotech to work with, so they're going to be peek and choke at least a little bit to see how the side of Cozy are holding, you know. Is it worth demo bombing? Should we just go ahead and try to take this slow? You know, pick your poison. Considering they're still at choke, it might just be a full send. Just bomb in. Blind bomb from Dingo doesn't quite hit the mark. Second one coming from High Five. Banny juggled around. They Uber to save him, so High Five technically gets the force.
Oh, they sack 3.
They sack 3. That is not what you want to do. Only scouts left alive. Oh, Mirrorman flanked, that's what it was. It wasn't even a sack, it was just a Mirrorman play.
And there's only scouts to block the point on process.
They barely got Uber, juggled in the air, yeah. He couldn't run straight towards the point to
the
block
stickies.
it, because he would have been levitated in the skybox via the sticky, so he had to go around, but even going around was too long of a walk to actually get on the point and block it, so. I mean, it didn't really matter that they had Uber there, just, you know, kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place there. And Froyotech, they're kind of just making Cozy crumble back to back all the way, from their last straight to the opposing last, and 2 fell swoops. So we'll see what happens
Mirrorman's
this
going
time
behind.
around at mid, and Banny really weak, 40 HP. It's fine for now. Trying to get that arrow.
Mirrorman's gonna be flanking through IT now. They did know because they did see him. He's gonna palm on the plate. High Five's gonna be the first fall, but Jimmy is actually gonna fall as well. Just dying to spam, but Cozy is in the corner, so they gotta be careful.
Oh,
They're gonna try to get back up, but Sai and Zam are caught out, and Sai he's not gonna log for this world, but he gets Eric as the trade kill. So this is gonna be a technical mid win for Froyotech, but Cozy with the Uber.
Yeah, they backed up for a sec. I'm kind of surprised there. I guess they're poking around because they don't see a ×4 on the cap. They only see like the ×2. They don't know where the other people are. There's Mirrorman. They're looking for him. That's why it took him so long to get into mid, but unsuccessful at getting that force there. Fine effort, but will not pay off. As Cozy are finally arriving to mid, but forwards available for the side of Froyotech.
And he's bombing. Oh no, wait, that's a trap one. I thought he was about to do something crazy.
Full set. No way. But yeah, go ahead and set in that trap there. Full Uber available for the side of Speedy and friends. Gotta be mindful of the traps, but otherwise don't really have to worry about Mirrorman bombing, and maybe Donovan will commit depending. But
see if they find the trap
here. Committing onto side.
Oh, that was a
damage.
nuke.
We'll just die though. High five with the cleanup.
Oh,
there.
that accidentally they accidentally ruined the trap. Oh, dude, they just walked over the
He's just
stickies.
on him. Oh, he didn't see. See, that's the thing about that trap. Banny left 1, so he didn't have vision of the trap. Didn't want to leave 2, I guess. That would have given him vision. So he just had no clue.
Yeah, no blind debt. Banny not built different, so Banny built normal, I would say.
Yep, trying to make some space here. They do have a small ad to work with, and that means that even though it's small, that Jimmy's going to play really safe, and they're able to walk through these doors pretty much uncontested. Able to finally get him, actually. Not even going to be able to have Uber as an equation as Uber gets popped off from the side of Cozy. Instead, don't have to worry about blue team getting theirs, just going for the cap as the blue team is scattering around. Dingo's going to die to fall damage. Is he 2 left alive? And they got so much cap time with being good scatter down by Gungan, and they're able to cap it off before the reinforcements are able to get there in time. So pretty pretty much threading the needle there from the side of Cozy in the last 20 seconds or so. But,
Alright, they got a run on the board. This is winnable.
Yeah, 1-1.
Up until this point, it was looking pretty disastrous for Darkest Nights. Looked like they were going to have an immediate and quick trip to the lower bracket. But they're going to get around, showing that their map pick, they picked it for a reason. That is, as long as there's no wiping on mid, good things can happen.
So we'll see how teams begin to play this. A little bit of high country control from both these teams. Maybe a slightly favored towards the red team, although they give it up immediately. They're trying to get it now. Dingo hopping into the opposing IT. Mirrorman ate the pack, ate a lot of damage himself, so he's out of the equation for now. Has to go back to the sewer, which means blue team is not going to be able to initiate, really. Same except for Dingo, though, who's inside the opposing IT. All the way behind committed. He might just bomb through choke and just kill Jimmy, depending on the time. But, oh no, Eric has the timing now.
No, it's going to be high five with bombs.
It was a distraction all along, killing 3 of them. Speedy going to fall, so overall 3v2 fight in favor of Cozy, trying to scatter down. Eric able to take him out, and Mirrorman, the sole survivor inside their sewer area. Maybe we'll commit, trying to waddle through the choke, being stealthy for as long as possible, but Gungan sees him. Saw it at the corner of his eye. Missed a scatter or 2, but so far, both will be A-okay, at least for now. Alive inside his sewer side, trying to predict some stickies on his departure from the sewer area, but will not quite get that timing. But yeah, overall, still victory for the side of Cozy. It was a bit of a frag fest here at the last couple minutes, or last couple seconds of the fight where both medics fell, so even Ubers. But after it's all built up, and ball's going to be in the side of the Darkest Nights court.
Yeah, the ball is going to be on the side, and I feel like they had to slowly claw their way back in. Like a quick round or 2 is nice, but they got to have a long period of time where they're actually playing the game and they're putting Froyotech in the backseat. Looks like that is what is happening right now. They're kind of making their way back into this match. It is tied right now, so if they can't get this round, they will be up and they can play Summer. That's another plus.
Want to hear a fun fact?
I love fun facts.
Sai, Dingo, and High Five have 5 ping. Speedy has 3 ping.
I noticed that. Gungan had 5 earlier too. I think it went up. And
he's at 14 now. He's no longer in the Cool Kids Club.
Yeah, the highest ping on Darkest Nights is actually, that would be like the 4th highest ping on Froyotech, or or second lowest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like there's no way they're not all these 5 ping.
I think they can ping mask, right?
But yeah, you can.
You can. I mean, honestly, they could all just be 5 pingers. Although I don't.
They don't all live near Chicago. Not all 4 of them.
I mean, maybe they have super fiber.
You never know. The classic. Hey, it's playoffs. Let's go.
Maybe they all went to.
Travel for the week.
I was gonna say they all went to maybe someone has a nice little gaming house in Chicago, like inside the building the server's in.
You never know.
Actually, that sure
uh,
would be like the one thing, like I can think of a couple players who actually have like the genuine two ping, like they live like next door to the server.
Oh yeah, the classic Corsa story.
Yeah, Corsa, Unicorn, Wizard, the staples.
Hmm. But I'm gonna be honest, it's a little awkward of a timing here for the side of the pause, purely because there's literally so much of nothing happening right now within the stalemate itself that you can't even begin to like
Dingo looks like
theorize.
he's thinking about doing something, but I don't know if he's actually bombing forward or just like jumping. It's hard
He's
to tell.
I think he's probably mostly going to be there for counter initiation. If they get close to sewer at all, like if anyone bombs one of the sewer doors, he'll be able to get
Oh,
on.
there we go.
Maybe he could bomb in, but his buff's gonna decay, so you have to be pretty crazy timing. The stickies are dead. Gungan eats most of it. Sai's still actually pretty aggressive out here. They're gonna bomb him, pushing him back, and yep, there brings Dingo in, able
he
to
lived.
actually trade 1-for-1, scout for soldier. So overall, you know, both teams are kind of whatever about it. Rotating out of sewer. Mirman is behind though, drawing them back, and that's gonna actually push Froyotech a little bit forward. They know these chokes aren't being watched too much, but how many people will they draw back for him? Eric already making space. Same could be said for Habib, but trying to get high control. But Cozy, they're still fine with it for now. Speedy kind of ducking around it inside his IT. Dingo a bit weak, and that kill on the Mirrorman is going to make it really difficult for the side of Froyotech. Sai, what a crazy madman jumping in. He might die here. Habib, try and get the frag. He's actually going to be the one that drops low, and Dingo wants to keep the ball rolling here. Will not really find too much. Jumps away. Eats the pack is A-okay at the end of the day. A little bit of room for Zam coming through IT. Whip high five as well. They'll all shoot at him.
High five,
no. Makes his hit on the ceiling. Opportunity lost.
He lived, you know, he lived.
He's lived. This Uber, it's an opportunity for them to go for it.
Habib!
They get the kill on the Habib, unable to be flashed on, and then jump behind, able to eat the pack to be able to continue to fight this for the post, and they're going back to make sure they're dealing with him. There's flanks happening on both sides. They can't walk both at the same time. Both soldiers, and they finally get Jimmy. I was about to say no damage on a Jimmy, but now the damage comes in at full force. Only survivor was Donovan, who just went behind. At the beginning, they were chasing him with attack. He's too early. He's dead. That's a dead soldier.
He delayed a little bit, but that was a disaster for Froyotech. It just Habib, and that was an absolute. Oh, that's a Froyotech pause. Interesting. That might have been. I was gonna say that might have been an attack. And I gotta say the coordination there from High Five and Dingo on that bomb was insane.
It was really good. Not only did they drop, they were able to kill Habib in the middle of the Uber. Oh, Zam sniper to mid. Let's go.
Ooh, there. I like this when you're winning too. It's you're not gonna let Froyotech. They just discussed your strats, and now you have to deal with sniper.
Oh, and Sai was gonna put. Oh, he's just gonna kill Banny. Banny's just dead. My sniper to mid theory is ruined. They're not gonna play mid now. Tierman's out too. He's 29. He's 8 HP. Eric's 29. Froyotech's not gonna fight this realistically. Yeah, they're out. Yeah, they're just leaving. Donovan able to escape. My sniper to mid, man.
I mean, hey, it's even. Oh wait, High Five.
Awkward soldier duels. All right.
I can't believe Mirrorman lived. That's actually kind of crazy. But High Five gonna get the pack, and honestly, this just means you have the sniper earlier to sack into second.
Yep.
It's actually optimal.
True, if you think about it that way, make sure you don't have to, remove time off the clock to go ahead and run back to spawn or anything. He's all set. But it also means a surprise factor that, I don't know if Froyotech was aware that this is something that Zam was doing literally like last week on Process.
Process second's good enough that I think you can you don't need the surprise factor to get a pick on Process second on offense. It's good enough that well there goes Gunnigan.
Yeah, just check for traps. He found it all right. But
they're trying to go IT. Dingo spots it early, hits a nice rocket. He might delay the whole push.
Yeah, trying to make some space.
Dingo's doing so much.
These players outside don't have heals though. Donovan's already kind of out of commission. They really got to lock down IT, and they're kind of failing to. They just lost it completely. The one thing they needed to do to make sure that Froyotech was going to be able to push mid here, they kind of just let it flounder. I mean, pretty good job going through IT there, recognizing the sniper was going to be on the field near the choke area probably, and playing some mind games there to overall just take mid like relatively for free. I mean, a couple trades of kills back and forth, but at the end of the day, the big hitters of the Uber
Eric's going in for the sniper. Oh, he has no idea. Eric, can he get the sniper? He is going to get the sniper, and he lives. Oh, okay. Eric
side-eyes as well.
Yeah, side-eyes as well. There's an Uber happening, but no Uber players. Good. Yeah, that was a bit of a disaster Uber. So they used their Uber, got nothing, lost 2, and now they're on last with Uber to set.
Yeah, and they don't really have time to be able to gun either. They're just going straight through 2, just kind of walking through. They have to hope that, Zam's sniper has to come out and play and just drop Jimmy right now. And misses the shot, Uber comes out. They're on the point, no cap time, trying to go for kills. Able to kill both the soldiers probably, going to be the first 2 able to fall. They're trying to hold on to the side of Koji. They're able to get the kill on the Banny, which is something. So no Sticky's able from the side of the blue team. The bomb's coming in from the side of Ottoman. On to Speedy. popped up into the air. They're going for the medic, even though he already, to make sure he doesn't have his Uber to bail them out. But at the end of the day, the target selection will not quite matter. As with few players left on the field, Froyotech able to take the remaining of them out and tying up the game 2-2.
Donovan had a nice little live on one, get bowed, get shot down to 20 health, and then won the round. So nice little tanking gameplay from Donovan. But nice mid win for Freyo, coming back even after, or not, sorry, mid win. Nice win after losing mid. Maybe Bane will have a long, I think Bane will have a longer mid this time.
Yep, he's a bit more passive this time. I mean, usually that's only was a problem like Metalworks, like a couple weeks ago, but Donovan dropped to red HP, eats the pack, is fine for now, eating some arrows, but high ground control, I mean, you'd think it'd be on red team, but no one was actually taking it. Only blue team finally takes it for now as they bomb in. Able to get Psy, explosive classes out of the field for the side of Cozy, dropping like flies. Jimmy's still alive up until High Five bombs. Able to take out him and Banning with the counter initiation, huge from the side of High Five there to salvage for his team. Abib, last one remaining, will not hit the scatter on his speed, taking him out, and that was probably going to be like a Pyrrhic victory for the side of Froyotech if the play from High Five didn't come out there from the last second. That was huge.
Yeah, I thought it was going well for Froyotech. I saw Donovan and Mirman like holding hands as they were bombed, like pretty much like almost next to each other. But didn't manage to get quite enough. Donovan gonna come up on Sniper as they're gonna try to hold second here against this massive Uberad from the side of Cozy.
Yep, unseen for now. We'll see when they get buffed up and try to. Oh, they're going IT, so it's not really gonna matter that much. So, you know, bad timing happens sometimes. That's the way of the road. But lower IT looks like they want to immediately go out, potentially. No, they're playing it slow. They're trying to be greedy about it. But, oh, Mirmo the plays! He just goes through upper IT. No one was lingering and spotting it properly, and he's living for now.
There's two
Dingo's
players
gonna die.
Okay.
They've gotten two, though, which is something. Mirman dueling Psy. Psy's just gonna die, probably. Oh my god, the melees! Mirman lives, so he's behind.
I like how Psy is a paid trade, Chad. I will respect that. They're on last. They're trying to win this now. They know
he's a 99! He's a 99!
Oh no.
Deja vu! You're at 99! You can't
No
say
one to
Rocket.
heal.
No one can say Rocket, you had it. He didn't have it.
Yeah, he actually didn't have it.
He did not have it.
Someone might have said it in Mumble though. That is a bug that happens sometimes.
Yeah, that's a bug. Yeah, someone will say that potentially.
Rocket,
but no,
you had Uber, and it's he actually didn't have it.
That's heads up from the side of Cozy, recognizing that, you know, they have, with Mirman behind, there's an opportunity to just kill them now before. It was really, really ballsy, but it worked out in their favor by literally 1%, a fraction of a second. So lots of damage onto Banny. His arrow does not care, is fine. So I'm kind of surprised that red team is actually opting to not play that heavy on the high ground. Like Gungan's on the rock, but they don't really care about being on the crates like at all. But initiation coming from the side of the blue team, trying to kill Dingo and IT. He's escaped for now, but is out of commission. High Five will be the first fall. A lot of damage on a Jimmy, but is going to go ahead and regen up, and now it's going to be Cozy who's on the back foot. Going to drop to 1 HP. Ningo will fall to the side of Eric, and just 2 left alive, but maybe not for long, depending. Donovan's kind of tying him up. The rest of the team's coming. No, not quite there quick enough. So even the bomb coming in from Bandy's not going to be enough to be able to kill Gungan. Trying to escape through 1. They're still going to poke through 2, try to pistol him down, but don't have enough in the tank to really do much here. They split up just a tad. Speedy rotating over is fine for now. So they got mid, they got a lot of good positioning on 2, but you know, Speedy able to still contain his Uber. They're not going for the sentry gun quite yet because they expect the sack to probably happen like right now. They don't want to be building the gun while it's going.
Damn sniper.
Yeah, I got the sniper, got the heavy out, expecting the sack like right now. It's not quite happening though. So Froyotech just biding their time.
Yeah, we'll have to see what exactly is going to happen. We have the Putis on the point, but no sentry gun right now, so there's no automatic fire. But they're gonna they're almost pressuring as if there's a sentry. They have Mirman like in the spot. He's literally spamming the sentry spot, but there's a heavy there instead of the sentry, so the heavy just moves.
Yeah, just go on the brass piece for the theory.
I mean, it's basically like a level 2.5 sentry, you know?
No, they're
it's the
advanced.
advanced. It's the advanced one. They're doing the 2-man. Mirman is gonna bomb onto Speedy. He's gonna get. Oh, that's a drop!
He did a little bit of a surf, but it wasn't far enough. Mirman with the direct just onto him, drops the Uber. They're able to Uber in, kill side. There's barely a defense there, and that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes if you play ballsy on last. And Froyotech, Mirman in particular, with the huge play there, aim on point. Tying
that was
things
a
up
sick
3-3.
direct. Yeah, he got that third rocket off, and it was just barely before he died. So huge plays there, MVP of that round for sure. As we're gonna settle to another mid, still all tied up 3-3 on Cozy's map pick. So this is definitely much more competitive than the first map, but Cozy not getting it a dominant win they may have wanted. And
yeah, a lot of damage. Oh, there's that demo. Psy is gone.
Both demos almost died, but Banny had a pretty good surf and actually lived there.
Yeah, high ground control for the side of the blue team. Both scouts on top of it. They're trying to take it back, but high five. Oh, he almost dies for it. But Gungan will get piped down.
Oh, red is so hurt.
They're gone. They're out of there.
Is that a 1 HP too?
I think Froyo is now starting to realize that red team is like not playing these crates at all. And then they're doing a pretty good job at, you know, they put both their scouts up there that time to make sure that it was like high five tried to counter initiate. You remember that one time I said that he like solo salvaged it? I mean, he tried to do something similar and got shot by 2 scouts. So that's very much the sad zone there, and gonna go back to the drawing board for the mids probably. But Froyotech in a little bit of a similar situation. We saw this just a minute ago, but Gun will go up instead at this time, level 1, kind of immune from the 5 location from Spam Mirrorman. Committed through, will die, get bombed by Dingo. Not quite healthy enough to go for a counter sack immediately.
We do have a sentry this time.
Yeah, high five, not really getting too adventurous. I think we're just gonna go ahead and just chill for now. Gonna get sniper this time.
You know I'm gonna get sniper. Will we see a Mirrorman off class? We think this is the off classing time for Mirrorman.
No, nah.
You looked like you want to get back in actually. He like walked out fast and then like he looked at back at the shutter door, but
Gungan's checking.
Yeah, Gungan is checking, but yeah, nothing to find.
So playing a cookie cutter, probably just want to spam down the gun, which is like, I feel like Froyotech primarily just likes to spam down guns, so the fact that it'd be, like, if anything, you would see Eric running back to spawn, but no, Mirrorman not gonna opt a slot, gonna stay on the soldier. So we'll see what they try to do. Try to go through 1 and 2, recognizing that the gun is not able to really see too much. Yeah, and look, Airship's and Nest, they play this really well spotting the gun.
Zam might almost died on this man. Froyotech is just pressure cooking. They know that they're getting through the doors and getting a bunch of damage, so they'll just continue on. Erica's gonna fall, but they're just gonna get on the point. It's ×2. They get side, they get Dingo. The Uber's right team used, but you know, Freyo is just sitting pretty here. They're gonna use late, and yeah, this could be disastrous, but they can't. Oop, Cap won't Uber.
Speedy reset line. They gotta be careful. The reinforcements coming in. It's just 2 left alive from the side of Froyo's. One's respawning, and I mean, that's a classic Froyo of like, they've gone so far with their own Uber that let's just Uber and kill them ourselves, but I don't, they definitely need to get way more. They needed way more kills with that, and it was just those 2. Eric, gonna fall. Eric going huge there. Will probably just be a trade at the end of the day. Donovan on sniper, but honestly, props to the push though. They did a pretty good job of recognizing that 1 and 2 was the door to go based on where the sentry was sitting, but not enough to be able to convert. And banning that from the sentry from side.
It was just like the shutter trap. He just like face planted into it. Beam's typing a lot of walls.
Donovan zoned out. Mirrorman's got a salvage. He's behind. I don't think they know it all. Oh, he's finding the timing here. Oh, they know now. Bombed in. Speedy, unaware, just hopping around. Is fine for now. So, you know, valiant effort. So far, Mirrorman's been kind of the carry when it comes to making the plays here from the side of Froyo, but kind of expected from the roamer role. But he's definitely doing his job, so. With 2 dead on Froyotech's side, don't really have too much visioning here. A trap would kind of save them a bit, but so far, not really finding too much luck there. They get the kill on the Zam, which is something, but it's only a scout kill. A lot of
Dingo's behind.
Still here.
Oh, no, he's not behind. Sorry, he's approaching as we're gonna have Donovan. I was looking at the wrong way, and I was like, wait, that right player's not where he's supposed to be, but actually in the correct spot. Yeah, I have 6 right now, but. We do have Gungan. They're actually going to walk forward. They're going to try to use his Uber head. There is a level 1 sentry that's being built right now. It is going to fall. And you see Dingo is going to get enough help to fight, but Zam is kind of hurt on second. Not really in this last cap as all. Donovan's fine. Here comes the Froyotech Uber and Sai's dead. They are going so deep.
Yeah, both Slaughter's behind from the side of the Darkest Knights. Both were cleaned up by the side of Eric. Really good job from him on a 3K right now. And Cozy thought they had a much bigger ad than they actually did. When they popped, Jimmy had 97%. That was just a miscalculation of how much ad you actually had. So definitely going to punish them a bit. Gonna be able to maybe, no, they do not have Dingo here. So it's really just gonna be all on Zam and High Five to do a lot of the brunt work, preventing them from drawing in off the pick. But, oh wait, no, the Dingo did spawn. Okay, I don't know, or maybe he rolled out, I didn't see it. I didn't have my camera on the right spot.
They did like jiggle peek the corner, so they might know Zam's on sniper. Okay, Habib just stared at him, so okay. They know there's a sniper.
Yeah, you definitely play off the ad here. Normally with an ad this small, I feel like a lot of teams would be inclined to like consider drawing in slightly early, just to kind of like make sure that while they're waiting for this. I mean,
it's technically
it should have been bigger than this, I think, but no, they're not going to play risky here, which is kind of surprised. That's when you think about Froyotech playing safe feels pretty off kilter. Like so far they've been at least in the past couple matches we've seen them playing against various teams, they've been relatively chaotic. They haven't been afraid to take risks, whether or not, like, sometimes it succeeds, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't matter, they're still going to go for it. But this time they're just taking it slow. Zam on sniper still after respawn, so just sitting in sewer.
Froyotech is just like powering an IT,
IT
from the sniper.
Yeah,
Like, look where High Five is. Look where this is. Okay. They are getting so much space. High Five's gonna get a bow and live.
Dingo with the timing, finds Jimmy, 12 HP, gets the force. Gonna give him his life for it. They might actually find a couple here. Pop coming in to save your player.
Habib's behind. Zam gonna hit a shot onto Donovan, but Habib's gonna flank into the Ubered scout.
Oh no, it's my internet. Whoops.
Oh my god, Habib almost got away with murder there, but he ends up living in the end. It is a 3v4. Mirrorman gonna almost die, gonna get a bow, and okay, there he goes. There's his bow. They live, and there is still red players in sewer.
Yeah, bomb coming in.
And Dingo,
Jimmy,
the distraction.
Oh, they're bombing it now. They're committing on the Speedy. Will surely die
this
here.
This is chaotic.
For side, but Jimmy dies in the distraction. High Five gets 2. They've cleaned up so much from the side of Froyotech. I would have thought that Froyotech would have been a little more, maybe more. I don't know. Okay, never mind. I was, yeah, maybe more proactive at kind of.
There was a demo though. That's scary.
But, yeah.
The demo in the room with 3 shutters on it. No matter where you go, you can just instantly die.
This should have been a free Froyotech mid, but now with these late scout deaths, this is going to be a drive from the side of Cozy that it's actually pretty ample opportunity to just kind of bully second away from Froyo.
Yeah, everyone's ended up in this is another pause, so that was some time to take it and stew about whatever just happened.
Yeah, I'm getting confused because my internet is like half dying, where I don't think my mumble is getting disconnected, otherwise you would have told me I'm roboting out, but I'm definitely like pausing.
Okay.
while
it's okay. You're having
sometimes.
game issues, I'm having like respiratory issues. We're all struggling here.
It happens. But no, this is an actual pause. But yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of get it. That's like, it's Demo Man, like, you gotta be careful. But I also think that the way they approached, like, sure, you peek the one side.
They like took their time. They took so much time that like the reinforcements came up, and then it was kind of just a free for all from there.
I feel like if you're gonna approach from the mid side shutter, you have to go fast. If you're gonna take it slow, just approach from one of the other two, because Jimmy was in not a very safe spot. It got him killed. And then the scouts afterwards, I was just kind of feeding. But Zam dies. Overall,
it's a trade, though.
Killed a Mirror Man, though, so it's, yeah, technically a trade. Habib's not quite there, so Eric going for the kill into Dingo doesn't quite find it in terms of getting the advantage. It's overall just a 1-for-1 trade there. High Five jumping for it. Banny actually hyper-aggressive, and, I mean, Speedy.
It's just Sai.
He's so weak. This dry should have really worked out in Cozy's favor, but the execution, it was just trades all across the board. I think 3 trades of 1-for-1 just to lead to, you know, Froyotech just coming barely on top of things at the tail end of it to spiral out of control. So, I mean, even if you have technically an advantage to work with, sometimes it's all about the execution. Donovan actually moved forward, hiding, in the corner. We'll see if that comes into play. They probably won't need it because Speedy's not really there.
Sentry and spawn. Okay, Donovan spotted it.
Yeah, no one's buffed. Cozy can't hold 2. There's
Sam
positioning.
Picked up the sentry and put it back down. Okay,
he switched off. Yeah, that's just a waste of time. You gotta build it up now because they're leaving one and going. I'm kind of surprised he's not on Shutter Heavy because this gun's not going to be in the equation. They're prepped up, ready to go through 4, and here they come.
Almost died in spawn, but Iscabero back up. They're going to get the gun. Zam now going on Heavy, but he might be too late if he doesn't get out. They're going to be able to get out, but there's a lot of players above him trying to find the point. Banny's shooting the Heavy now, but he's getting mulched as Banny's going to be the one to fall, but there's not enough red players left to fight. That's going to be a cap for a take up 4-3. One more round, and they win and move on to the semifinals? Quarterfinals? Whatever it's called.
Yep, upper bracket round 2.
Okay, upper bracket round 2.
Yeah, this was indeed attack, because you are at match point for the side of Froyotech if they are able to take this round and just close things out here. You might be right with your prediction. We'll have to see. We're going on to another mid so far. Banny's been pretty weak at the beginning of these mids, but he's been fine eating the arrows, at least for now, so it's not really going to amount to too much. The counter initiation has gotten worse and worse from the side of Cozy because I think Froyotech has realized what they can abuse, and there's full sending across the other team's attack, looping around, and they're just trading sides. Whoever loses is full wiping.
Oh, Habib is taking a 1v, or that was Eric. Getting bombed by both soldiers in the sad zone, so that's going to be the first death, but Froyotech are kind of in the unfortunate position where they're on the wrong side of the map, so they can't really back up. And they can, but
I mean,
they have nowhere to back up to.
You can get your Uber to try to bail you out.
Yeah, here comes the Dingo bomb. Yeah, they want Jimmy. Froyotech's on the wrong side of the map.
wasn't
Dingo
even
actually
a
almost
drop.
lived. They're gonna get this Uber, but they gotta get the kills. They're gonna get Mirror Man. Froyotech is scouring around trying to see if they can get some sort of salvage here. Bailey's bombing in. Here comes the salvage. Can they get it?
On top of the crate, side blasted back. Speedy is gonna fall. He'll be able to take him down. Zam, only one left alive, 2 remaining from the side of Froyotech in Donovan and Eric. Donovan running forward to see if he can get towards him before the panic is eaten, but Zam is fine and eating the pill, trying to find a kill onto Eric before Donovan can come back, but will not be fortunate with the timing there. And I mean, pretty good job from the side of Cozy. In the beginning, they got the initial kill onto Eric. They got the bomb onto Jimmy before he was able to have his Uber in the equation to be able to pop it, but the post-move positioning was all over the place. I mean, if you're sandwiched, you gotta pick, which side of the bread are you taking out of the equation? And I don't think they really chose fast enough. So unable to really find too much there. And Froyotech just gonna be able to kind of clean house with a couple remaining left alive. Jimmy actually, because he died so early on, he technically has an ad to work with here. And with Dingo's death, Mirrorman picking him off inside IT with, I assume, to be the help of Barrick, means that Cozy is not in a very good spot right now. They don't have the Uber. They don't have the extra shoulder to apply spam. They're just back to last. And with this ad still in play, I could see Froyotech trying to put the pedal to the metal, even if they don't use it right off the bat. At least the fact that the small ad to try to just walk it early, and yeah, they're walking it early, try to scare them. Getting the gun down. They got a soldier up in nest to apply extra pressure.
They have a Kutai now.
Yeah, in the shutter still. Donovan, he gets cleaned up on the side of the gun again. That's going to be the sat. Pretty good job for them to at least make the attempt, but Cozy have things unlocked for at least now. Got the heavy on top of the point in case a final sack comes in, but it looks like they're in the we don't care about counter-sacking squad really so far. I mean, maybe the soldiers were coincidentally not able to because they were too hurt, but once again, not really going for anything here. Gunnigan gonna go ahead and build up a gun. See where he puts it, because that's going to be pretty important for Froyotech to spot and then figure out where they want to go for their sacks. But they're 2-manning while Donovan's rolling out on Spy. Didn't really get too much. The gun wasn't even needed. The gun didn't shoot any of them. But
no one expects the Spy after you're already 2-man.
If anything, it's a good thing because, one, they recognize that Cozy is not counter.
He's going for the side stab, and Sai has no idea.
Okay, not bad. I would have thought he would have been a bit greedier and go for Speedy while he has the
The demo pick's pretty good. Now that because the players are gonna roll out and they're just down a soldier, so they can get a lot of space.
It's the next best frag you can get.
They're just gonna use it. Okay.
Got the gun, pushing Gungan back to spawn. They went pretty deep for this actually. The poster positioning. The positioning from the side of Froyotech has to be crisp right now, otherwise it could be punished pretty heavily. But they're fine sitting right now by the side of 5 over on the right-hand side of the map from their own
perspective. Look at
Banny
is just walking forward.
Oh, the heavy though. They don't have the ability to really stop that much. I mean, Side's kind of out here. Gets a nice pipe on the Banny, able to take him down. Is gun with a pistol. Mirrorman, last one on the field, able to frag out, but will not find too much more than a little bit of damage. And
all right, can they find Rocket?
They went for that exchange. I mean, they went really deep. Getting the cap time was good, but a small execution error from Froyotech's side. Cozy holding down the fort and find a way to pry themselves out of their own last. With the Mirrorman frag, and Banny rolling out, no sticks on choke. They know this for sure. They're gonna try to dry early and before even the Ubers come into the equation. But high five melts.
5 melts, but they might be caught out if they're not careful. Banny's on the point and very hurt. He's got to back up, get a bow, and Mirrorman is gonna be here for the fight. They lost both their soldiers. They're just gonna have to single their retreat here. They do have 20% ad. Froyotech has a small window here to try to get this force.
Yeah, the timing was really off.
They're just gonna use. Okay.
Yeah, they had an ad to work with, and they're just gonna go ahead and go for it. But they don't really have soldiers to chase. He's bombing, and he kind of has to. He's behind them. Zam's gonna die, but the Uber is not used by Jimmy yet. This is extremely awkward. Speedy gonna die, bombed in, taken down.
Oh, hits a pipe.
Now Pop, the force comes out. Side pistol down. High five surely get chased down and die. He's trying to linger at least a little bit, but we'll just end up cratering. Dingo kind of hiding by 2, but this might be all she wrote. I mean, execution error and the timing from the side of the Darkest Nights will net them in dire straits as they're just waddling through the side of 4. Bombs coming in. Don't have to block quite yet, but now you finally have to. Reinforcements coming in, trying to block it, able to get at least a frag, pushing them back. Gotta buy some more time, but not quite enough time available. Froyotech able to take that round 5-3 on process. They will go ahead and go forward and will face the winner of Witness Gaming versus Global Clan Fire. While the side of the Darkest Nights, safety net removed, going down to the lower bracket to I think they play the winner of Rome versus FGP. I think that's the side of the bracket they go on. I'm pretty sure. Right. I think so, yeah.
Wait, my prediction was right. I'm a genius.
Nice, good job.
Nice little script read for me, but yeah, overall, pretty dominant from Froyotech. Shout out to Diamonds as the correct score guesser. Good job. Yeah, there are.
So, this was a much better game than the the Gullywash one, but Froyotech, still showing they got it. They're on top, and I don't know about you. I'd probably give. I think my MVP still remains as Mirror Man. Definitely pulled his weight, going crazy.
He pulled his weight on both maps. He stood out on goalie and he made some huge plays on process, and that's good enough for me. And plus, it's process anyway, so like I don't care about the stats. Like, oh, you did good on process scout. Congratulations.
Yeah, and it's actually curious because sometimes with some of these seasons, it's kind of like displayed out on a silver platter of like, okay, who's gonna be playing against who, because there's a gap between the teams. But considering what we have at the top here for a potential upper bracket, maybe these teams will rematch in the lowers, maybe they won't. You never know. So it'd be kind of curious to see if what I would say, it would be kind of curious to see if there's adjustments that made after playing these teams, or these teams play in this like setting where you go through a couple maps and stuff like that. But I don't know, might get to see that, might not. Only time will tell, but we do have the logs to look at. Eric gonna lead the board in terms of the kills. Dingo actually leading in terms of the damage.
Yeah, look at Mirman. We gave him MVP, and there he is, top damaging for his team. He didn't get the kills. That's because Donovan was stealing all of his kills. Actually, that's definitely what happened.
That's fine. You jump in, you get the damage, and then your flank scout kills them all.
How selfless! Truly, the most selfless player of our generation, Mirman is.
Just bolstering Eric's stats, but realistically, because it was a relatively close game, there's not too much of a gap here when you look at things too much. I mean, there's Psy has a couple more deaths in the demo man department. You can't really ignore that much. I mean, the KD from... It's kind of balanced because the KD from Gungan is slightly better when you compare like the rest of the scouts in the server.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, sometimes it's not about the logs, it's about the little things. You can have nice logs because you won a bunch of engagements in a row that netted you like a little bit of ground, but maybe all you needed was one fight to net you a lot of ground. And I feel like we saw Froyotech, a lot of their victories, especially early on. Remember, they went like last to last in 2 fights. Sometimes 2 halfway decent fights is all you need. A little bit of bleeding here and there for the other team. That's how you secure a round, and it doesn't make the logs look too flashy. But at the end of the day, the win's what matters.
The win is indeed what matters. Logs don't matter as long as you get that dub at the end of the day. True words to live by. I don't think we're going to do any interviews. I haven't seen any Froyotech members popping up.
Probably not until like Rans or something, or
yeah,
weekend
or
at
maybe
least.
upper bracket or something.
But we got a packed week though, realistically. So I think Global Clan Ice versus the government is tomorrow. I don't know who's casting that. Default match for upper bracket and lower bracket is going to be Thursday. And then you have like the lower bracket finals and the grand finals that go throughout the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So, all the TF2, all the TF2 action is happening this week, coupled with the fact that Highlander is doing the same thing, where they're going through their bracket as well. So there's going to be action Monday. You might even see matches happen on the weekend because they do that before. So there might be like a Highlander match on Sunday or Saturday as well, depending. Yeah, lower finals on Saturday before the grand. So there you go. So if there was any time to, kind of get your TF2 fill from top level players, and the culmination of the 2 to 3 months of, well, I guess not 3 because playoffs goes pretty fast. The 2 months of work the teams have put in, and now's the time. So gotta put the pedal to the metal, otherwise you might fall flat and get eliminated a bit early. And keep your eyes peeled on when these matches happen, because you never know. Maybe there'll be a small reschedule. There's the reschedule for, like I said, the Ice versus government match going from Tuesday to Wednesday. Maybe you'll see a match go from Thursday to Friday. You never know, but it'd be kind of unheard of. But I guess I wouldn't count it out. But it's definitely gonna be pretty hype. We're gonna see the tippy top go against each other. We've seen a decent amount in stage 2, but now, this is no more strat hiding. We can lay it all out here on the line and see who comes out on top. So I'm really excited to see what's gonna be happening over the next 5 days.
Yep. I'm really excited for the massive amount of TF2 we'll have, and I'm also very excited for Jared's super special massive birthday, and I'm excited to keep testing again in the future if my body cooperates.
Fingers crossed. Any final shouts before we close out the stream? I know we got merch as always.
We got merch. Shout out to the merch. Shout out to everyone watching. Shout out to Banny Demo and to Deep Scout. Always funny to see. Shout out to your birthday.
Well, thank you. Definitely shout out to all the people who are watching, and obviously for the teams who are playing. You can see right now on the screen, you got the merch, you got the tentative schedule for all that's going to be happening over the next 5 days. So definitely want to keep your eyes peeled on not only the matches are going to be played potentially, and the times of them in particular, because it's going to be stacked on top of each other. You'll have like 2 BO3s in a day between separate teams. But also, you know, the merch is seasonal, so if it's going to be the end of the season, I mean, I guess you have like the lower divisions that are still going on, so the season doesn't end, but you know, we're reaching that point where, you know, maybe the shop gets refreshed and something that you've been kind of waiting to get, you know, kind of disappears for a bit, and so, you know, you're losing some time here, so make up your mind if you're on the fence about going for one of the shirts. You got the, you know, the general merch, the team merch, whatever you fancy. Especially with the team merch, because you never know what the offseason has in store for everyone. But I think that pretty much wraps it up for tonight. Did a lot. Probably not as much as some other times, because it's only 2 maps. One of them was kind of a pretty quick 5-0, but it was still entertaining nonetheless. And that's going to be pretty much it for us. We hope we see you in the next 5 days or so, whenever you are able to find the time to arrive and watch the stream with us, and we'll see who is crowned the champion of this season by the start of next week. So definitely don't want to miss that, at least. Definitely show up Sunday for sure. But for tonight, we can all rest easy knowing that we caught all the TF2 we could. And that'll be it for us. I've been Jarrett, casting with Space Skills with Dolphin on production. Thank you and good night.
Good night.